Hello there, how are you doing? Now in this video, let's learn about JSON. So what is JSON? JSON is a JavaScript object notation. Okay, so it is almost similar to JavaScript objects, where the JavaScript objects have key value pairs. This is also pretty much similar. All right, so let's have a look at it. So the typical JSON object would be something like this: name, and then a value, and then another name, and so on. So this is this is how it looks like, the JSON object. Okay, so it's pretty much like JavaScript object, but the difference is you wrap within quotes. Even the key in JavaScript you don't have to do that, but in JSON you do that. Okay, and it's really easy to work with convert them to objects, and then work through the data that we get. So it's really easy to work with the JSON object. Now what we're going to learn in this lesson is we're going to make an API call. Okay, so APIs are make external requests, which could be to any other third-party individual APIs out there, or it could be in your own server. So if you have built the backend of your system using something like PHP or Ruby, so they can return JSON data, and you can get that JSON data making an Ajax call. Okay, you can do that, or there are so many other third-party APIs out there. For example, weather API, they provide the weather information. So you can take that out. Some movie database, movie APIs, they provide information about the movies. So what you do is you go make API call, make API request, and then you get that data. Now it depends on the API provider. Some of them, they require you to have the client ID and secret. In that case, you embed that in the URL and then make a request. Okay, so let's see this in action. It doesn't make sense just by listening to me. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, let's make a simple Ajax call. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of it, and instead I use the jQuery get JSON method. Okay, get JSON. And I was showing you this site before. I find it kind of handy to know about a lot of things about jQuery and how it would work in the vanilla JavaScript. So in jQuery, to make Ajax call, this is what you do, and this is what we do. Dot get JSON, and we supply two arguments. One is the URL that we're trying to get the data from, the API URL, and then another is the function that returns the data, and then you can do whatever you want with this data. Now if you were to do this in vanilla JavaScript, you would have to first create a request variable, which would create this new XML HTTP request. Okay, so this is a part of a window object. For example, if you go window.xml HTTP request, as you can see, so it is one of those properties. So you would do that, and you would use open method, and you would supply these arguments. You would supply get request, or put request, or post request. There are those types of HTML requests you can make to the remote server, like get, or delete, or post, or put. And then you give the URL name, and then you supply true or false, and then request onload function, and it checks if the status 200 generally means it went well, it's a success. Now 404 is the not found error. You must have already known that. So yeah, 200 means the success. Okay, so once you get that data, if it is successful, you get that, and JSON, you get the JSON object, you parse that, and that's how you retrieve the data, and you do whatever you want to do with this. Now this is equivalent, much easier, much simpler. So let's do that. So what are we going to do? Get JSON. So it takes the URL. Okay, so URL. What I'm going to do is I'll create a separate variable here. Variable URL equals to, I'm going to fill this out soon. Okay, so first argument URL, second argument is a function. Okay, function, and we can name it anything, like let's call it data. So once we make the request using getJSON, we supply two arguments. One is URL, which we're going to supply soon, and then we get another argument is function, which will return the data that is coming from this the URL. So what we can do is we had this. In fact, let's just console log this time. Okay, console log data. Okay, so where we're going to make a request. Okay, I know one API that I can use, and I like to use this. This is called Hacker News API. Okay, Hacker News API, and I'm going to use this Algolia search. Okay, and as you can see, so what I can do is I can just take this. In fact, let's use the search. Okay, so my URL is going to be this one, Hacker News provided by Algolia, and then we can add, you can configure it the way you want. In this case, we simply want to fetch all the queries equals to, let's say, JavaScript. As soon as the document is ready, this will make Ajax call to this URL, and then I will get the data, and I'm console logging this data. Okay, let's give it a try. Refresh. But getJSON is not a function. Quick search on this one. It was weird, but the problem was this answer was helpful, and I found it in Stack Overflow. Okay, so whoever answered, thanks to them. So what is the reason is a slim version of jQuery does not have the method getJSON. Okay, so please use full version of jQuery instead from the link below. Okay, so let's give it a try. And I happen to be using the slim version, as you can see here. So what I'm going to do is take the source, okay, and paste that in, save it, and let's see if it works. Refresh, and as you can see, we have the data console logged. Awesome. So this is returning 20 hits. Okay, 20 hits, and each of those are, as you can see, they have title, they have URL, they have the author name, and so on. So this is how you make API call. Okay, this is Ajax request. So we just made one. Okay, so you learn how to make Ajax call. You're going to learn more about it in the next video. All right, so I'll see you in the very next video. Thank you.